What is up, car addicts? Welcome back to the series where I customize and review past DLC and OG vehicles I never got the chance to because I didn't start making car customization videos till about late 2015. As always, guys, let me know in the comments what car from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next that I haven't done yet, and I'll display the most liked vehicle suggestion comment in the next customization video. So in today's video, we're going to be customizing the Gallivanter Baller LE. So this vehicle released with the Executives and Other Criminals update in December of 2015 and can be purchased from Legendary Motorsport website for $149,000 for the regular variant or $374,000 for the armored variant. Now in this video we are going to be focusing on the normal variant because it's faster and honestly looks a lot better in my opinion without those armored panels on the side. Now I do want to mention right out of the gate here, guys, that pretty much all the Baller variants except for the newer Baller ST have no visual customization. However, the LE does offer interior colors, so that's definitely something that's a bit of a plus compared to the normal Baller. Now in terms of performance, the Baller LE is in the SUVs class and is around 10th place in that class depending on the track. It is faster than the normal Baller, but not by much, having very slightly improved acceleration and top speed. Now if we compare the newer Baller ST to the LE, the ST is a lot faster and it actually offers visual customization parts, hood, roof, all different types of stuff. So you might be asking yourself, well, if that's the case, why would anyone want to buy the Baller LE over the ST? And well, for some reason, even though the Baller ST is like the ultra performance variant of the Baller, Rockstar decided to use the long wheelbase variant for that one instead of the shorter wheelbase model like the LE. And I know a lot of players who do prefer the shorter wheelbase over the longer one, so that's one of the main reasons why some players still own a Baller LE in their car collection. But anyways, in terms of what the Baller LE is based on, it's primarily based on the AF1 body kit offered for the second generation Range Rover Sport. And you can tell by the LED fog lights and the bumper that Rockstar clearly took inspiration from this body kit for the LE variants, which is pretty interesting. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out the customization of the Baller LE.
What are we doing today?
Alright, Baller LE. Okay, armor, brakes, engine, lights, definitely some xenons there. Plate, I don't really have like a Range Rover plate, so I guess I'll throw my luxury plate on here.
To match the driver.
Respray. So for this one, honestly, I mean, I was thinking maybe like a candy red or something like that, but I mean, there's just something about a Range Rover in white. I mean, it's like meant to be. And I feel like it has enough contrast with the carbon and all the different, I was going to say black panels, but in the case of the Baller LE, pretty much all the panels that would normally be carbon are all black. And I think it works very well. And I think there's definitely enough contrast to do the white paint, so we'll do that. I am going to put a little bit of a pearl on there just to make it more like a pearl white instead of like a standard plain white. And usually to do this, I always just throw a diamond blue pearl on there. That way in direct sunlight it has a little bit of that pearl effect. Trim color, you can actually change the color in the Baller LE, which is amazing. So Rockstar has kind of shied away from doing this in a lot of cars. Really just depends on if they feel like doing it on one of the newer cars, but yeah, I definitely think that in ice white and to kind of go with the white exterior, I think it looks really good. And the real Range Rover, a lot of them, most of them are actually that a lot of the people, the way they spec them is with the white interior, and it just looks really nice. Obviously in real life practical use the leather would get really dirty, but and then show a lot and not hide certain areas so much, but you know, it's a video game, so it works. So with the white interior, white exterior, I think it looks super good. And then suspension, I don't know if we should lower it. I mean, I think it will look pretty good if we lower it. Yeah, why not?
Should give you the
Transmission, turbos, max it out. Now, in terms of the wheels, I do like the stock wheels on the Baller LE. I think they look really good. But to me, they're just a little bit too, like, aftermarket looking. This definitely doesn't look like an OEM wheel. So I'm going to go to the track category. And I'm going to throw the forged stars on here. I think these look so good on this car. Especially when we paint it in black. Kind of goes with all the black accents, well, carbon accents. I keep saying black accents, but this car is all carbon. And I think it just looks really good. And finish it off with the limo tints. And I think this is one really good looking Range Rover. So, alright, let's go ahead and take it for a drive. Oh, it looks so good. I love it. Alright, let's see how it sounds. Pretty normal, like normal Baller. Go first person back to this interior. I mean, it's the same copy-paste interior we're used to seeing, you know, from most of the OG SUVs and stuff. However, the main difference here is that you can actually change the color of this one, which is nice. But again, it's still the old interior we're used to seeing. But honestly, this is a 2015 DLC vehicle, so that's kind of to be expected, you know, just built off the OG 2013 Baller. Alright, let's floor it here. Now, one thing that's sort of strange about the Ballers compared to most other like SUVs and all-wheel drive cars in the game is that this one, again, it is all-wheel drive. However, it is more biased towards the front wheels, and it sort of drives somewhere like between a front-wheel drive car and an all-wheel drive car. It's like somewhere in between. It's really strange the way it drives. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just different, and it's a bit unique, if that makes sense. Let me turn here. Yeah, the front wheels kind of like pull you out of certain situations. It's really strange the way it drives, and because of that, it actually off-roads pretty well. Obviously, if you have stock suspension, ride height, and maybe some off-roads on there. But yeah, it actually off-roads pretty decently. Even because the build I did for this is obviously a street performance sort of setup. But even with this, hopefully I don't scrape, but I mean it still climbs everything relatively easy. So I mean, it's not a difficult vehicle to drive, and it's very controllable and powers up almost anything off-road, which is pretty impressive. Your limiting factor is really just ground clearance. Let me go down back here again. 360, there we go. But yeah, it's very easy to drive. Just like that, we're back on road, back to first person. And it's very premium looking as well. Let me pull over here so I can show you guys some of the details that I really like about the Baller LE over the regular street Baller, for example. Okay. Going first person here. And one of the main things I really like, let me get the sniper out so you guys can see better. But if you guys notice the carbon weave, it goes throughout pretty much all the trim, the lower front sort of like splitter there, the grille, and also the side vent there, and that trim kind of continues all the way down to the end there. And the A-pillars, window frames, a little piece of the mirror there. I mean, pretty much all the trim that's normally black on a car like this is all carbon, which is really nice. However, instead of just throwing just any random carbon weave on there, Rockstar actually did put some effort into it. So if I zoom in here, sort of see it right here, the weave meets at the center in like a V sort of shape, and usually you only see this from like really expensive vehicles with carbon fiber panels. In like real life, for example, you'll see this on like Paganis and stuff like that, and Bugattis, and they kind of bring the carbon weave to a center point so that they can show how good they are with their carbon work, and although the weave kind of all matches up, and Rockstar kind of replicated that here in GTA with the Baller, which I think is just very cool. And you can see it here in the front as well. It's even more noticeable in the grille. That just looks so cool. The sun's kind of blocking me there, but let me try to get a different angle. but you can see the V right here in Gallivanter kind of like links to, step back a little bit, you can kind of see it, it's kind of like aligned with the V on the hood too, which I think is super cool. And then all the way down, even on the splitter too. I mean, just, that's an incredible detail that Rockstar doesn't really do too much anymore. A great example of this is like the Pariah, for example. For some reason, and even there's other cars too, but you have like a lot of inconsistent weave patterns, and also in terms of like the size of the carbon weave, you'll notice that it's bigger on certain panels and stuff. It's just an absolute mess. But this car, they did it right. They really did. I think it looks fantastic. And that's definitely that, and also the interior color is one of the main benefits over a regular free baller you're getting off the street. So I mean, to me, that's kind of worth the extra. Well, if you're getting off the street for free, this is going to cost you $150,000 compared to the normal baller. But I personally think it's worth it because of that detail, and of course, it is a little bit faster compared to the normal baller. So. Unfortunately, inside the headlight housing, they didn't do any carbon, but they did do it around it there, which you can kind of see in the trim of the headlight. But yeah, I think it's really cool. And obviously, the first thing everybody's going to compare this to is the Baller ST, which is the newer Baller variant, the sort of like performance variant. And that one is nice. Of course, it has visual customization, which this one doesn't offer, but it is the longer wheelbase. The Baller LE is a shorter wheelbase, and you can kind of notice that in the door section and stuff, which I personally prefer the look of the short wheelbase over the long wheelbase. I don't know why Rockstar chose that for the performance variants. It makes no sense, but whatever. But what that means is the Baller LE is currently the quickest short wheelbase baller in the game. So that's kind of cool. But in most circumstances, yes, the Baller ST is better. I think the visual customization definitely outweighs the long wheelbase negative side, at least my preferences. But the Baller ST is $900,000 almost. Add upgrades and everything to that, you definitely have $1 million SUV. This thing, I mean, even fully maxed out with, you know, nice wheels and expensive paint job and stuff, you're still well under $350,000. And honestly, I think that's a pretty solid deal for a vehicle that looks like this and has all that awesome carbon all over it. But again, the downside is the fact that it doesn't have any visual customization. Definitely some things to consider, but honestly, I think this is a vehicle definitely worth having in your garage because of those things I mentioned. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed. Remember to let me know down below in the comments what vehicle from late 2015 and older you want to see me customize next that I haven't done yet. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.